Hi folks, welcome to Porthcurno. I flipping love this place. On the hill there you can see the Minack Theatre, which overlooks this fabulous beach. It's quite rough today, so I'm hoping my fluffy microphone is going to do its job properly and allow you to hear what I'm saying. Here's the fabulous beach. Quite rough today because we've got a southwesterly wind blowing at about 40 miles an hour. I've seen bigger waves than this here, but it's still wonderful. You get the white horses on the top of the waves. Fantastic. Flipping love it. As you can see, I got my tripod down pretty low and I pushed it down into the sand just to make sure that the wind doesn't blow it over, because that has happened to me before and cost me 500 quid for a new lens. So here's the shot we're looking at. Treeing cliffs in the distance with these beautiful pounding waves in the foreground. I'm choosing a fast shutter speed and not really caring too much about the ISO because I can adjust the noise later in post-processing. So I need a shutter speed of about 1,000th of a second, I think. So I've switched now to my 20 to 70mm lens, and I'm going to try and get a shot of the whole beach, but I don't want to do it from up here because it's all a bit too safe and boring. So what I want to do is go right down to where the waves are, which means getting close to the waves, which is a bit risky, but I've already set my focusing up. I'm focused on treeing cliffs, which are the amazing rocks in the distance. So you can see the shot I've got lined up, and I'm focusing on the rock and just waiting for the waves to be just right. Okay, I took that shot with the wide lens. Well, I say wide, it was 50mm, which is pretty much standard on a full frame camera. Now I switch back to my 100 to 400, so I'm going to get more close-up pictures of the waves. So I'm using again 1,000th of a second just to try and capture the action. I love having a two lens setup, it's so nice and easy to use. So I've got from 20 to 70mm. Then I've got a gap between 70 and 100, but that's no big deal because I can always crop. And then I've got 100 to 400. So I've basically got 20 to 400mm covered. Plus I can use the APS-C mode on this camera if I want to shoot videos that are longer focal length than 400mm, or even stills for that matter, but then you might as well just crop into a raw file. So it's a great setup, I'm really pleased with it. This actual 100-400 lens is really quite heavy, it's 1390 grams, but it's such a beautiful lens. The quality of the images is so good. I'll put one up on the screen for you. Yeah, what I'm trying to do now is I'm pointing my camera directly at the sun and trying to get the light shining through the waves, which you'll so it's just focusing on the waves this time, not on the actual scenery. Right, so I've switched to handheld now, which is a lot easier for shooting waves. As long as you use a fast enough shutter speed. So I put the ISO up to 400, which will allow me to have shutter speeds of about 2,000ths of a second, 4,000ths of a second. Oh, these are so good. Yeah, this is fabulous. I've also got the hood on because the sun's quite low. It's November, so I'm trying to keep the flare off the front of the lens. Wow, what a fabulous session. I mean, it's November and it's even quite warm here out of the wind, so I'm hoping my bald head isn't reflecting too much sun off it into your eyes. I'm going to move on now to another location. What a day. It's just been amazing. I've moved on now and I'm just about to walk down the side of the cliff to a beach called Porthchapel. Not to be confused with Chapel Porth, which is near Wheelcoats, on the north-west side of Cornwall. So we're around the other side of the Minack Theatre now, and I can hear the waves, so I'm hoping it's going to be good here. Whoa, look at that. Fabulous. It's hard to keep the camera steady while I'm walking along down this rough ground, so apologies. Oh yeah, I haven't been here for many years. Came here with my best mate. We used to go swimming in the sea, and it's great here, except there's a lot of jellyfish in the summer. Oh, absolutely no footprints on the beach. Soon will be. This is looking fabulous, I must say. Love it. There's some people behind me. I'm going to have to get down to the beach before them. Otherwise I'm going to be cloning out footprints. Oh yes. Great stuff. Look at those pounding waves. Oh. So you can see the scene I've got in front of me. Pretty beautiful. This is a 20mm lens on this video camera. I'm going to zoom in quite a bit more to that rock in the distance. That was pretty special. I haven't been to this beach for a long time, but I'll definitely be coming back more often. It's fabulous. So this is Porthchapel Beach. I'll give you another look. Well, that was a fabulous time at Porthcurno Beach. I absolutely loved it, apart from the ending where I lost my 20mm lens for the video camera. So annoying. So I had to walk all the way back from Porthchapel to Porthcurno Beach and try and find the lens, which of course I didn't, but that's the way it goes. So these shots were also taken in November on a fabulous day when the waves were much higher than they were today, and
I was a bit naive. I chose far too slow a shutter speed to be able to capture the birds properly. The birds were flying in amongst these massive waves, and it was just wonderful sight. It was almost a bit scary, but it was just so exciting. In my naivety, I've not really shot birds before this. I wasn't focusing properly on the birds, and the shutter speed was way too slow, so I decided to wise up after this and taught myself bird photography over a few months, and it was well worth doing. I got some great pictures of birds, and although it's something I don't really want to pursue, at least I know how to do it if I see an unusual bird in front of me. Dawn in summer is a great time to come here if you can get up early enough. As you can see on this shot, I used a 10-stop ND filter. Moving on to winter sunrises. This is a great time to come because you get the beach to yourself. You don't have to get up so early. And I like to get down low, like I do for a lot of my shots, and get a wave coming in on the foreground just to add that extra bit of depth to the image. It's fairly rare for me to take a vertical or portrait shot because I tend to prefer landscape format. It just suits the way I see things. This shot demanded a vertical format, so I deliberately placed the most prominent flower on the bottom left so that it is a diagonal opposite to the other main focal point, which is Treen Cliffs on the top right. And this is a favourite compositional technique that I like to use, so you've got one focal point in one corner and another focal point in another corner, so it leads the viewer's eye around the image. There's nothing particularly special about this image, it's just the colour of the sea. If you haven't been to Porthcurno in the summer, it is really something special. It's almost tropical, it's just so beautiful. The other great thing about this, I have good news for you folks, is you can come and photograph in the middle of the day and get some really good pictures, if you want to emphasise the colour of the sea. So you can come at midday, and the following shots prove this, that you can get pretty good images in the middle of the day, which really make you feel like it's summer. As landscape photographers, we're always told, shoot at the beginning, shoot at the end of the day, the golden hours. But there's a real exception to this rule when you've got glorious sea like you have in Cornwall. This beach is just along from Porthcurno, which you can see in the distance. It's best accessed at low tide. It's a fabulous beach, but be warned, it's an unofficial nudist beach. Part of my style is getting down really low to the foreground. I love doing it. And if you watch my previous video, which was on wheel coats, you'll notice I talked a little bit about my tripod and how it doesn't have a centre column, so I can get down really low to the ground and really make the most of these foregrounds. It often means focus stacking, but this is a technique that I love to use because I love to get sharpness all the way through the image. If you're lucky, you'll get some late sunshine on Treen Cliffs in the summer. I've not tried this at other times of the year. I expect it can be done, but makes for a great shot. And look how mild the sea is compared to how it was today. As a landscape photographer, it's important to plan properly. So I use PhotoPill's app and also an app called Photographer's Ephemeris, which enable me to plan where the sun and the moon are going to be, so that I can get my shots planned well in advance, sometimes months or even a year in advance. Well, thanks for watching, and please leave a comment, like or subscribe to encourage me to keep this going. Thanks, bye for now.